Well, we heard for a while that Vision could return in a show called Vision Quest, but then Marvel started clearing the slate and we figured the show was dead. Now we've got an update that the show is indeed being resurrected, but the big question is, why? And I think I know. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the new report and why I actually think Marvel is doing this at this point in time. They've given us clues. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, for the longest time now, we've been getting very persistent rumors that we could get another spin-off from WandaVision. We already know Agatha got her own show, Agatha All Along, but the other show was Vision, which was something we heard about all the way back in 2022. Now, over time we've heard the show was going to be called Vision Quest, then we heard it was cancelled, and then we got this new update from Variety. Now, Variety reported earlier this week that an untitled Vision series was indeed in the works, and that Star Trek Picard executive producer Terry Matalas was on as showrunner, with the show currently on track for a 2026 premiere. Now, I know there are a lot of Paul Bettany and Vision fans out there, and they want to know what happened to the character. The end of WandaVision saw him return as the White Vision after being rebuilt by S.W.O.R.D. and was programmed to track down and kill the Scarlet Witch. The show ended with the character flying off into the unknown after declaring himself to be the true Vision, and we haven't heard anything from the character yet. Now, lots of us wondered if he would show up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but he has been completely absent from the MCU since. Now, the show concept's been on the table for a while, but you have to wonder why Marvel is now bringing back the show and what their intentions are here. And for me, I think I see the pieces coming together. There have been several shows you could call, well, not high-profile characters, like Wonder Man, that have been making their way through the production process, and they seem to be leading to one place. Bob Iger has said Marvel will be leaning into successful franchises, and there is no more successful franchise in Marvel's portfolio, or really in Hollywood right now, than the Avengers. Now, do I suspect Vision will be part of Avengers Endgame or Secret Wars? Well, that's a big maybe, and it could totally happen. But when I say Avengers here, I think we're talking about the West Coast Avengers. We recently saw the West Coast Avengers celebrate an anniversary from their comic book premiere, and they still are a pretty popular group with fans. Now, they first came around in 1984, but they've had new incarnations as recent as 2018, and I think Marvel is actually planning on pulling from, well, both of them. There's a ton of familiar names on this team. Along with White Vision, we have Hawkeye, and actually both versions have been a member of the team, Wonder Man, who's currently got his own show in production, the Jim Rhodes version of Iron Man, and we know Armor Wars is on our way with Rhodes taking a much bigger place in the MCU, Tigra, a character many fans have wanted to see, and most interestingly, American Chavez, and of course the Scarlet Witch. So Marvel definitely has all of these characters on the board, and given what Disney management has said in recent months, well, it does make a lot of sense to me. Now, this is purely a theory of mine, and there's no other evidence right now to support it, but it does seem like Marvel is leaning into these Avengers franchises, and we're going to see a lot more of the name thrown around because it's what puts people in the theaters. Like I said, the Avengers are set to return in Avengers 5 and Secret Wars, but we also had a clear setup for the Young Avengers in the Marvels, so the Avengers as a larger and expanding franchise seems to be priority to Marvel Studios. Now, like I said, this is all a theory, and we actually don't have any confirmation, but given all the pieces that are on the board and all the characters that have been moving forward in the MCU, this seems like a pretty safe bet. If the West Coast Avengers finally form in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, well, we're going to have to wait and see.